We live in a world where distractions are everywhere. Your phone buzzes every minute. Notifications pull you in. The internet screams for your attention. And before you realize it, another day is gone, not because you didn't work hard, but because you weren't focused. You started with big intentions. Yet by the end of the day, you're left wondering, where did all my time go? This is the silent battle of our generation. Focus is the new wealth. Concentration is the new superpower. In a world designed to keep you scattered, the ability to focus deeply on your goals, your craft, your purpose is what separates the average from the extraordinary. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. But here's the truth. You can't practice discipline if your attention is constantly stolen. You can't chase your dreams if your mind is always reacting to the next distraction. You must learn how to protect your focus like it's your most valuable possession, because it is. The people who rise in life aren't the ones with the most talent or the best opportunities. They're the ones who mastered the art of focus, the ones who trained their minds to stay locked in when everyone else was drifting away. They understand that distraction is the enemy of destiny. So today, we're going to talk about loose, simple, yet powerful ways to stay focused in a distracted world. These aren't complicated theories or fancy tricks. They're practical, real-world principles that you can start applying today. Because when you control your focus, you control your future. Let's begin. Number one, start each day with a clear intention and purpose. Every day, the world pulls you in 100 directions. Notifications buzz, screens flash, voices compete for your attention, and before you even realize it, your focus is scattered everywhere, except where it should be. You start the day with good intentions, but distractions steal your time and energy before you can even begin. Staying focused has become harder than ever, not because people are less capable, but because the world is noisier than ever. The ability to focus, to stay grounded in purpose, has become one of the rarest and most valuable skills you can develop. And it all starts the moment you decide how you want your day to begin. The first few minutes after you wake up determine everything that follows. The energy you carry, the choices you make, the priorities you set, they all stem from the mindset you start your day with. When you wake up without direction, the world decides for you. You scroll through your phone, your attention jumps from one thing to another, and your day gets consumed by other people's agendas before you even touch your own. But when you start the day with a clear purpose, something changes. You stop reacting and start leading. You move from chaos to control. That simple act, deciding what matters most before the day begins, creates a calm sense of direction that carries through everything you do. Clarity is power. When you know what you want your day to look like, distractions lose their strength. You start choosing what deserves your attention instead of giving it away freely. Every action you take begins to align with your goals, and that alignment creates momentum. You don't waste time wondering what to do next because your direction is already set. That kind of mental clarity brings peace and focus, even when the world around you is loud. It's not about doing everything, it's about doing what matters most. Having a clear intention each morning is more than just writing a to-do list. It's setting a standard for how you'll show up to life. It's waking up and saying, today has meaning because I've decided what I'm working toward. That kind of decision gives your mind strength. It helps you recognize distractions for what they are, traps designed to pull you away from progress. You start noticing how easy it is to drift when you don't have a plan and how powerful you feel when you do. Your focus becomes sharper, your confidence grows, and your time starts working for you instead of against you. The world rewards those who move with purpose. You can feel it in people who know where they're going. Their presence is calm, their choice is deliberate, and their results consistent. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens because they wake up each day with a sense of direction. They decide what matters before the noise begins. They give their best hours to their most important work.
Wow.
They don't drift from one distraction to another because they've already anchored themselves in purpose. This doesn't mean life will be perfect or that you won't face interruptions. The difference is that when distractions appear, you'll know exactly what they're pulling you away from. You'll feel the gap between what matters and what doesn't. And that awareness is what keeps you grounded. You'll start saying no to things that don't align with your goals, not out of arrogance, but out of self-respect. Because your time is valuable, and once it's gone, you can't get it back. Starting your day with intention also trains your mind to think proactively. You begin each morning with a sense of ownership instead of obligation. You stop rushing through the day and start directing it. You plan your hours, set your priorities, and move with structure. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be deliberate. Even 10 minutes of clear reflection in the morning can change the entire direction of your day. It allows you to visualize success, organize your thoughts, and connect your actions to something meaningful. That's how purpose turns in. There's also an emotional strength that comes from this habit. When you live with intention, your days stop feeling random. You no longer end each night wondering where your time went or why you feel unfulfilled. Instead, you start seeing tangible results, small victories that compound over time. Each completed task reinforces your confidence, and each step forward proves that you're capable of controlling your focus. That feeling builds momentum, and momentum is what keeps you disciplined even on days when motivation is low. The truth is, focus is not just about willpower. It's about clarity. You can't stay focused if you don't know what you're focusing on. Too many people wake up without direction, then wonder why they feel overwhelmed. They move from one task to another, pulled by urgency instead of guided by purpose. That kind of living burns you out because you're always reacting, never leading. But when you take time to define your direction at the start of the day, everything slows down. You move with confidence. You know what to say yes to and what to ignore. You build the kind of inner strength that can't be shaken by distraction. The power of starting each day with intention is that it puts you in charge. You decide the tone of your day, the direction of your focus, and the quality of your results. You begin to notice how your energy improves, how your decisions become sharper, and how your productivity rises without stress. You stop chasing tasks and start creating outcomes. Each morning becomes a new opportunity to align yourself with your goals, your values, and your long-term vision. Every great change begins with one clear decision. The decision to start your day with purpose is one of the most powerful commitments you can make. It doesn't require perfection, just consistency. When you wake up tomorrow, don't rush. Take a moment to decide what kind of day you want to live. Choose what matters most, set your focus on it, and move through the day with calm determination. That single act of clarity will separate you from the noise of the world and place you firmly on the path of growth, peace. Number 2, eliminate digital noise. Control your phone, don't let it control you. The modern world is full of distractions. They come from the device in your pocket, the one you check the moment you wake up, and the last thing before you sleep. That small screen has become one of the biggest reasons people lose their focus, waste their potential, and slowly let their minds drift away from what truly matters. The phone is not the problem itself, it's how people use it. Most individuals don't control their phones control them. Every notification, every buzz, every scroll steals a small piece of their attention. And attention, once scattered, is very hard to gather again. You have to make a decision today to take back control. The first step is to become aware of how much time that screen takes from you. Every time you pick it up without a reason, you're sending your brain a message that your attention is for sale. You start reacting instead of acting. That's when your focus weakens, your goals fade, and your motivation drops. You need to decide that your phone serves you, not the other way around. Start with boundaries. Turn off non-essential notifications. You don't need to know every time someone posts a photo, sends a message, or likes a comment. You don't need the constant stream of updates that keep your mind restless. When you reduce those interruptions, you begin to reclaim your mental space. You'll notice how much calmer and clearer your thoughts become when your mind isn't constantly interrupted. Then schedule specific times to check your messages and social media. The problem isn't connecting, it's the lack of control. Instead of letting your phone dictate your day, create small windows for it. Maybe you check it after finishing a task, during lunch, or in the evening. But you must be strict. The phone is a tool. You decide when to use it. Another powerful way to eliminate digital noise is to make your environment less tempting. Keep your phone away from your workspace. When you're working, it doesn't need to be in your hand or even next to you. Place it in another room or far enough that you can't reach it easily. That small physical distance creates mental discipline. It reminds your mind that you're in charge, not the device. Be mindful of what you consume online. The internet is filled with endless information, but not all of it is valuable. So, too many people drown in content that entertains but doesn't educate. They scroll for hours, comparing their lives to others, losing energy they could use to build something meaningful. You have to protect your mental diet the same way you protect your physical health. Choose to feed your mind with things that uplift you, challenge you, and move you closer to your goals. Remember that focus thrives in silence. The more digital noise you allow, the weaker your concentration becomes. When your attention is split between multiple apps, messages, and platforms, your brain never gets the chance to go deep into meaningful work. You start jumping from one thing to another, always busy but rarely productive. That's how people stay stuck. They confuse activity with progress. Take control of your digital habits by practicing stillness. Take orientary control of your digital habits by practicing stillness. Spend time without your phone. Go for a walk without music. Sit quietly for a few minutes in the morning, or eat your meals without scrolling. These small acts teach your brain how to be present again. You'll realize that peace doesn't come from stimulation, it comes from awareness. When your mind isn't always reacting to notifications, it becomes sharper, calmer, and more powerful. The goal is not to quit technology, but to manage it. Technology can be your greatest ally if you master it. Use it to learn, to grow, to connect with purpose. But the moment it starts using you, you lose control over your own life. Every minute you give to meaningless scrolling is a minute you take away from your dreams. You can't get that time back. When you start using your phone intentionally, everything changes. Your productivity rises, your mind becomes clearer, and your emotions stabilize. You begin to notice details you used to overlook. The sound of the morning, the clarity in your thoughts, the peace in doing one thing fully. That's focus. That's what most people have lost because they live through screens instead of through life. So today, decide to take your power back. Your time, your focus, your attention, they belong to you. The phone is just a tool, and tools are meant to serve the user. When you learn to control your digital world, you gain control over your mental world. And once your mind is disciplined, there's nothing you can't achieve. Focus isn't built overnight, but it grows every time you say no to distractions. Every time you silence an unnecessary notification. Every time you put your phone away during work. Every time you choose to be present, you strengthen your mental muscle. Over time, that discipline turns into clarity, that clarity turns into momentum, and that momentum turns into success. The truth is simple. Your phone can either be a gateway to growth or a trap of endless distraction. You choose which one it becomes. Control it, or it will control you. And in a world where most people are slaves to their devices, be the one who rises above and stays focused on what truly matters. Number 3, cook in focus then. Number 3, work in focused blocks and take intentional breaks. Focus is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. But just like any muscle, it also needs rest. Most people don't understand this balance. They either work without direction until they're mentally exhausted, or they keep taking random breaks that destroy their rhythm. Real productivity comes from mastering both deep, uninterrupted work and intentional recovery. When you learn how to structure your time into focused blocks, you stop wasting energy and your results multiply. You see, the human brain isn't designed to stay sharp for 10 hours straight. It works best when it operates with intention. A focus block means you decide ahead of time what task deserves your full attention, and for that period, you give it everything. No distractions, no multitasking, no half effort. You're either in or you're out. This kind of commitment trains your brain to go deep, to enter a state where ideas flow and progress happens faster than you expect. When you sit down to work, clarity is the first thing you need. Know exactly what you're going to do before you begin. Most people waste time deciding what to do after they've already started. That hesitation breaks focus. Before every work block, identify your single most important task. Ask yourself, what action right now will move me closer to my goal? Once you answer that, set your mind to it and give it full power. During that time, remove everything that could pull your attention away. Put your phone in another room, close unnecessary tabs, and eliminate noise if possible. Create an environment that signals to your mind, this is the time for work, not for checking updates or... When your environment is clean and purpose-driven, your focus sharpens naturally. You stop feeling scattered because your surroundings support your intentions. Time yourself if you need to. You don't need a fancy system. Even 30 or 45 minutes of deep work can produce more than 3 hours of distracted effort. The key is intensity, not length. When you fully commit to one task, your mind enters what many call the zone. That's when work feels effortless, when you're fully absorbed and time seems to disappear. You finish that session feeling fulfilled, not drained, because you actually made progress. But after that focus block, you must rest intentionally. That doesn't mean mindlessly scrolling through your phone or jumping into another form of distraction. It means giving your brain time to reset. Step away from your desk, stretch, walk around, drink water, or simply breathe. A short break allows your mental energy to recharge. It's like taking your hands off the wheel for a moment so you can drive farther with more control. Too many people burn out because they ignore the importance of recovery. They push through fatigue thinking that more hours mean more success. But tired work isn't productive work. You might be busy, but you're not building anything meaningful. Success doesn't reward effort alone. It rewards effective effort. That means knowing when to go hard and when to pause. When you start managing your time in focused blocks, your relationship with work changes. You stop treating it as something endless. You start viewing it as a series of meaningful moments, each with a purpose, each done with attention. You no longer feel guilty for resting because you know your breaks are part of your productivity. You stop fighting with time and start working with it. This structure also builds discipline. Every time you start a focused block, you're practicing commitment. You're teaching your mind that when it's time to work, there's no room for excuses. Over time, this consistency becomes a habit. You become faster, smarter, and more intentional with everything you do. You begin to enjoy the process of deep work because it gives you visible results. You feel in control. People often underestimate the power of working in rhythm. Focused, rest, repeat. That rhythm is what creates long-term success. It keeps you sharp without burning you out. It keeps your motivation steady because you see progress every day. You're no longer just reacting to tasks. You're leading your time with purpose. There's also something deeply satisfying about finishing a work block and knowing you gave your best. It builds confidence. You stop second-guessing yourself because you know you showed up fully. That confidence spills into everything else. Your relationships, your mindset, your sense of peace. Focus creates fulfillment, and fulfillment creates momentum. So make this a part of your daily structure. When you work, give it everything. When you rest, rest completely. Don't blur the lines between the two. This clarity is what high performers live by. They don't chase balance by doing less. They chase balance by being fully present in whatever they do. Work when it's time to work. Rest when it's time to rest. That's how you build a strong mind and a powerful life. In a distracted world, those who learn how to focus deeply and rest intentionally will always stay ahead. They'll create more, achieve more, and feel more peace doing it. The quality of your life will always reflect the quality of your focus. Train it, protect it, and value it like the treasure it is. Number 4, surround yourself with people who value growth and discipline. Nothing shapes your focus more than the people you spend time with. You can have the best habits, the best goals, and the strongest will, but if you surround yourself with those who don't care about growth, your energy will always be pulled in the wrong direction. The truth is, focus doesn't just depend on your environment, it depends on your company. The people around you either sharpen your vision or blur it. They either feed your discipline or drain it. And in a world full of distractions, the wrong circle can destroy your progress without you even realizing it. When you spend time with people who take life seriously, you start thinking differently. Their discipline becomes contagious. You begin to mirror their habits, not because they force you to, but because their energy demands a higher standard. You see them waking up early, working hard, staying consistent, and suddenly you realize that excellence isn't luck, it's a choice repeated daily. On the other hand, when you keep company with those who waste their time, complain constantly, and chase temporary pleasures, you'll find your focus slowly fading. It's not that you stop dreaming, it's that your drive weakens without you noticing. The conversations you have every day either strengthen your focus or scatter it. Talk to people who challenge your thinking, who ask what your next goal is, who remind you of your potential when you forget it. Spend time with those who treat self-discipline as a lifestyle, not a punishment. These people don't need to talk about motivation all day. They live it through their actions. Just being around them reminds you of who you can become. In contrast, negative or unmotivated company breeds distraction. They talk about others instead of ideas, complain instead of creating, and focus on entertainment instead of progress. It's hard to stay focused when you're surrounded by people who reward laziness and mock ambition. You start feeling guilty for wanting more. You start second-guessing your pace. But once you begin to filter your environment, once you decide that your focus matters more than approval, your mindset change. Being around disciplined people doesn't mean everyone is perfect or robotic. It means they take responsibility. They understand that time is precious, and they respect those who use it wisely. When you align with people like that, you'll notice something. Conversations start becoming more meaningful. You talk about progress, ideas, growth, and plans. You exchange knowledge. You remind each other to keep going when things get hard. This is the kind of atmosphere where focus thrives. If you ever feel like you're losing focus, check your circle. Who are you talking to daily? What do those conversations do to your energy? Do they make you want to grow, or do they make you want to take a break from your goals? The answer will tell you why your focus either feels strong or scattered. Sometimes you'll have to distance yourself from people you care about, not because you think you're better, but because you're serious about changing. Growth requires space. Focus requires peace, and peace is impossible when you're surrounded by noise. Some people will never understand your discipline, and that's fine. You're not here to explain your focus. You're here to live it. As you start surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, your focus naturally deepens. You'll notice that you spend less time explaining why you're working so hard because they already understand it. You'll feel supported instead of judged. Your habits will strengthen because you'll see others practicing the same level of dedication. You'll learn faster because you're exchanging ideas with those who are also growing. This is how a growth-oriented circle keeps you grounded and moving forward at the same time. The people who truly value growth and discipline don't just talk about success. They practice consistency even when no one is watching. They know that staying focused isn't about motivation, it's about character. Being around them changes how you see yourself. You start setting higher standards, not because someone told you to, but because average no longer feels comfortable. And this kind of company doesn't just impact your productivity, it affects your entire attitude toward life. You start valuing time differently. You start respecting effort. You stop getting distracted by things that don't serve you because your environment constantly reminds you of what matters. The more disciplined your circle becomes, the more natural it feels to stay focused. In time, you realize that success isn't something you chase alone. It's something that grows through alignment. You can only go so far by yourself, but when you surround yourself with disciplined, focused people, your energy multiplies. You become more resilient, more accountable, and more consistent. The distractions that once controlled you begin to lose their power because your circle keeps your attention fixed on the right things. So be intentional about who gets your time and energy. Protect your circle as much as you protect your focus. Every conversation, every friendship, every environment either moves you forward or pulls you backward. Choose people who move with purpose, who think long-term, who take their growth seriously. Because in a distracted world, those who walk with the discipline will never lose direction. Number 5, protect your environment. Make it serve your goals. Focus doesn't survive in. You can have strong goals, clear vision, and endless motivation. But if your environment doesn't support your discipline, you'll always feel like you're fighting against yourself. The truth is simple. Your surroundings either make it easier to stay focused or make it almost impossible. Every sound, every object, every small distraction around you is either feeding your growth or stealing your energy without asking for permission. A focused mind starts with a focused space. The place where you spend most of your time reflects the kind of results you get. If your desk is messy, your thoughts will be too. If your phone is full of constant alerts, your attention will never rest. You can't expect a calm, sharp, productive mind when your environment is filled with things that pull you in 100 directions. The first step to protecting your focus is cleaning up the space where your attention lives. You don't need a fancy setup. You don't need the most expensive desk or a high-end chair. What you need is order. You need a place that signals to your brain that it's time to perform. The human mind works in patterns. When you associate a certain space with deep work, it becomes easier to enter that state. The moment you sit there, your brain knows what to do. But if your workspace is also your entertainment area, your eating spot, and your distraction zone, focus becomes confused. It doesn't know what to expect. When you start organizing your environment around your goals, something changes inside you. You begin to take your ambitions more seriously. The physical act of cleaning and simplifying isn't just about neatness. It's about mental clarity. A cluttered room creates mental noise, but when your environment is calm and ordered, your thoughts align more easily. You begin to think sharper, act faster, and feel lighter. That's how you create space for high-quality focus. Your digital environment matters just as much. The notifications, pop-ups, and endless streams of content are designed to steal your attention. Every beep and vibration is a small hook pulling your mind away from what's important. The more you give in, the weaker your focus becomes. The best way to fight back is to take control. Turn off unnecessary alerts. Keep your phone away when you work. Delete apps that add no value to your life. Every time you remove a distraction, you're adding energy to your purpose. Protecting your environment also means protecting your time. People often think distractions only come from things, but many times they come from others. Some people will interrupt your flow just to share small talk or drama. Others will call you in the middle of your work block because they don't understand your discipline. You have to train people to respect your focus. That doesn't mean being rude, it means setting boundaries. When people know that your work time is sacred, they begin to treat it that way too. When your environment starts serving your goals, your progress accelerates. You no longer waste time getting into the right mindset because everything around you supports it. You start your day feeling in control. You feel like your surroundings match your purpose. That alignment is powerful. It builds consistency. It helps you show up even when you don't feel like it. Because when your environment is ready for focus, your mind naturally follows. A well-protected environment also reduces mental fatigue. You stop using your energy on unimportant things, and that frees you up to think clearly. You stop wasting effort deciding where to work or what to do first, because your system is already set. The fewer decisions you have to make about your surroundings, the more energy you have to focus on what matters. That's why successful people protect their space not out of obsession, but out of respect for their attention. As you continue shaping your environment, you'll notice how it affects your mood too. A clean space creates calmness. Good lighting boosts motivation. A quiet atmosphere helps you connect deeply with your thoughts. Every element of your environment communicates with your mind. The question is, what is your environment saying to you every day? Is it inspiring you to stay focused, or is it silently distracting you? If your space doesn't push you toward your goals, it's time to make changes. Remove what doesn't serve you. Add what keeps you disciplined. Surround yourself with reminders of why you started. A goal written on the wall, a small notebook with your plans, or even a daily checklist. Every visual cue is a signal to stay aligned with your purpose. In time, your environment becomes your silent partner in success. It starts protecting your focus even when your motivation dips. It reminds you of your standards when distractions try to sneak in. You stop relying on willpower because your surroundings are now built to support your discipline. This is how ordinary spaces turn into powerful tools for growth, not because they're special, but because they're intentional. Focus doesn't come from effort alone, it comes from alignment. When your environment is organized, your mind becomes organized. When your surroundings match your priorities, distractions lose their grip. And when everything around you serves your goals begin to serve you back. That's when progress feels natural, because your life, your space, and your mindset are all moving in the same direction. Number 6, end each day by reviewing progress and planning tomorrow. The end of the day is where success is either strengthened or slowly forgotten. Most people finish their day without reflection. They shut off their minds the moment work ends, thinking rest alone is enough to reset them. But reflection is not about work. It's about awareness. Reviewing your day is how you understand where your time went, what worked, what didn't, and what you can improve tomorrow. Without reflection, you repeat mistakes. With it, you refine your focus and make every day more powerful than the one before. When the day ends, the mind needs closure. You can't move forward with clarity if your thoughts are still tangled from unfinished tasks. Spending a few quiet minutes to review your day helps you clear mental clutter. Ask yourself what you accomplished, what distracted you, and what you could do better, not with judgment, but with honesty. The goal isn't to criticize yourself, it's to learn from your patterns. You can't fix what you never take the time to notice. Small progress tracked daily becomes big transformation over time. When you start measuring your days, you realize how many opportunities you've been wasting without realizing it. You begin to see which habits bring results and which ones only drain your energy. That awareness gives you control. You stop drifting through your schedule and start directing it. You become intentional about where your time goes because you finally understand its value. The end of the day is also the perfect time to plan the next one. Most people wake up in the morning already behind because they spend the first hour deciding what to do. When you plan your next day the night before, you wake up with direction. You already know your priorities. You already know your focus. You begin the day on offense instead of defense. That single habit can change your productivity forever because it removes confusion from your mornings. Planning tomorrow doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need a long checklist or fancy planner. Just write down your top 3 priorities, the tasks that matter most. Those are the things that deserve your focus. When you know what truly matters, you automatically avoid distractions because you can recognize them instantly. Every task that doesn't align with your priorities becomes easier to say no to. This kind of clarity is what separates productive people from busy people. Ending your day with reflection also builds self-respect. You start to trust yourself more because you're paying attention to your actions. You no longer rely on luck or mood, you rely on structure. You feel proud of your effort, even on days when results aren't visible. That quiet confidence builds over time, and it becomes one of your strongest sources of motivation. Another benefit of daily reflection is that it helps you end the day with gratitude instead of frustration. Even if the day didn't go perfectly, you can always find something that went right, something you learned, something you improved, or simply the fact that you showed up. Gratitude keeps you grounded. It prevents burnout because it reminds you that progress isn't just about achievements, it's also about consistency. When you acknowledge the small wins, you build momentum for the next day. Discipline isn't built in the morning, it's built at night. How you end your day determines how you begin the next. If you go to sleep with unfinished thoughts, your mind stays restless. But when you take time to plan and reflect, your brain can truly rest because it knows what comes next. You sleep with peace and wake with purpose. That's how focus is maintained, not by working endlessly, but by resetting your direction daily. In a world where people chase productivity hacks, this simple practice is often ignored. Yet it's one of the most powerful habits anyone can build. Reflection and planning cost nothing, but they give you clarity that money can't buy. They help you recognize patterns, catch distractions early, and build structure in a chaotic world. Over time, this habit transforms your entire mindset from reactive to proactive. When you end your day with awareness, you stop seeing time as something to survive and start seeing it as something to master. You no longer feel like life is moving too fast because you're consciously steering it. Each day becomes a lesson, each week a chapter, each month a reflection of your growth. You begin to see how small, consistent effort compounds into something extraordinary. So, before you sleep, slow down, review your progress, write down what you're grateful for. Identify one thing you'll do better tomorrow. This quiet moment becomes your anchor in a noisy world. It reminds you that focus isn't about working harder. It's about working with direction. And when every day ends with clarity, every morning begins with confidence. That's how you build a focused life in a distracted world, one day, one reflection, and one plan at a time.